At Wellesley College, we've administered 2 COACHE surveys over the years, and they have been incredibly useful to us, in particular because now we have more than one sort of recording of the data, so we can see where we've made progress, we can see where there are definitely areas that we need to delve a little deeper into. I've been able to use, and I actually think of it more as a coach relationship almost, rather than just the coach data, because besides having the data and the reports, I interact with the staff on occasion, and even at conferences if they're there, I like to set up meetings with them. They help me strategize about how to communicate in a way that is specific to the audience that's going to be listening, or the message or project or initiative that's been inspired by what we've learned through the COACHE data, how to begin to move that forward in a very strategic way. So that has been incredibly helpful to us. One of the other ways we have used our COACHE data is to look at other data sets that we use here. There's a number of other data sets. And the COACHE data has really helped us to contextualize a lot of the information we get from those data sets where there is an intersection in the kinds of questions, et cetera, that are being looked at. So it's been very helpful. It's helped me to have a more direct contact with my faculty, which I think is always important to moving an institution forward and to serving our students better, which is our primary mission. So pretty much in aspects related to communication and related to moving projects and initiatives forward, the COACHE data and how we work with the COACHE data has been very, very helpful. Well, personally, I have gotten a number of benefits from COACHE, some on my campus and some actually off my campus. So on my campus, very much I've been able to engage with other faculty, not just around whatever interesting issues we've unearthed by working with the data, but thinking about our own professional development as faculty and what are the kinds of things that we should be thinking about moving forward or should be preparing for. Outside of my campus, there's the COACHE Leadership Summit. I've been really lucky. I'm going to be engaging in my 3rd one tomorrow, and so I'm actually very excited about that. It always sort of re-energizes you. You get a lot of ideas. It's very sort of time appropriate, that whatever it is I'm focused on at the time or I know is coming up this fall or spring as far as projects, I have an entire room of folks who understand how to think about this data, and then I have, of course, the COACHE staff who really understand how to think about the data. One of the things that came out of the workshop today, though, that I felt was particularly valuable, and I actually never really considered before, was the fact we usually are grouped almost like in cohorts, like when they think about how to analyze your data. But now the staff have me thinking about another kind of cohort, which is those group of institutions that are facing the same issues you are and or have solved or moved some of those solutions forward. And how do you identify and connect with those as part of just sort of fast forwarding the work that you're doing. So I'm excited about tomorrow because I'm going to just scope out everyone and see what we can do. But Wellesley College has been very fortunate to be able to make use of the COACHE data, and we're looking forward to seeing and learning other ways that we can do so in the future. The work that COACHE does is important because they contextualize the data that they gather in the surveys. First of all, the way they think of how they construct the surveys, the questions. It isn't done top-down where they decide these are the questions. It is research-based, it is constituency-based, they engage different campuses, and then they develop or evolve a series of questions or focuses for what they're going to be working on. But in ways in which they really help is they take this data and help you contextualize it in a way that you can do actionable, take action on your campus in a way that's very at the ground level, very much based in what is realistic, As they help you think about how to even do the communications, you begin to be more sensitive to, even within your institution, the 5 or 10 different ways you have to think about approaching solutions based on where people are in the institution or at what levels they are in the institution, et cetera. And so they very purposely and intentionally think about that, and they really push you sometimes to think even as deeply as possible about that when you're coming up with ideas for how you're going to move forward. So I've just found them to be incredibly useful to that. And I don't actually get to have those kinds of conversations very often with data that we get from other sources, because they're just not designed, they're not set up necessarily to do that, but COACHE is. And so that's very helpful.